Welcome to Mystic Realms Recap. Please like, share, and subscribe. Enjoy today's episode.
What type of angel is this? Upon seeing the figure flying out of the black hole, Lin Yu's expression turned into confusion. Because this six-winged angel was somewhat different, and being different meant being special. He suspected that this was a special angel. Her attire was different from both the war angel and the magic angel. She was not wearing angelic armor or a magical gown, but a robe, similar to the bishop's robe of the church. Her slender right hand held a staff. But the staff's design was also different from that of the magic angel's staff. It resembled a religious scepter. In addition, she wore a golden crown on her head, with a simple and exquisite design that exuded a noble aura. Through these differences, Lin Yu could confirm that she did not belong to the faction of war or magic. However, what type of angel she was still needed to be checked through her personal information. At this moment, the six-winged seeker angel, Elena, who was standing behind him, suddenly spoke, whispering to Lin Yu, "My lord, this is a dominion angel." Upon hearing this, surprise appeared on Lin Yu's face. The six-winged dominion angel is a member of the orthodox faction of the angel race, belonging to the 12-winged seraphim. They are commanding angels, belonging to a rarer category than the magic angels. At this time, the information of the new six-winged angel also appeared in Lin Yu's field of vision. Six-winged dominion angel. Initial level, level 9 late stage. Growth potential, lower true god. Combat skills, holy light rain, gate of light, war shackles. Introduction. The six-winged dominion angel, belonging to the 12-winged seraphim, is a commander and decision-maker on the battlefield. Under their command, the Angel Legion can unleash even greater combat power. It really is a dominion angel, and her initial level has reached level 9 late stage. Although it is not as high as the fallen angel, who was born as a king level, it is higher than the Angel of Strength, a war-type angel. Lin Yu remembered that the initial level of the six-winged Angel of Strength, Rain, was at the early stage of level 9 and had not reached the late stage. In addition, the six-winged Dominion Angel possessed 3 skills. Although the number was not large, each skill was very powerful. Holy Light Rain is a large-scale killing skill, capable of wiping out a large area. Gate of Light is a teleportation skill. Opening the Gate of Light can teleport the Angel Legion to a location designated by the six-winged Dominion Angel. This skill is very useful for both retreat and attack. War Shackles is a sealing skill that can seal off a battlefield area, trapping all enemies on the battlefield. These 3 skills are the main skills of the six-winged Dominion Angel, and she also possesses basic abilities such as the Holy Light Shield and Angelic Flame. Overall, the combat power of the Dominion Angel is very strong, living up to the title of a battlefield commander. After all, the 3 main skills of the Dominion Angel are prepared for the War of the Legion. Praise you, great Lord of Holy Light. The six-winged Dominion Angel, wearing an exquisite crown, approached Lin Yu and respectfully bowed, saying, "It is my honor to be summoned by you." Lin Yu nodded slightly and asked, "What is your name?" The six-winged Dominion Angel lowered her head and respectfully said, "I look forward to receiving the bestowed name from the Lord. It is the honor that every angel dreams of." Another angel without a name. Unlike the fallen angel, Gladys, who had her own name in the mortal realm. After thinking for a moment, Lin Yu said, "From now on, your name is Pamela." Praise you, my highest lord. The six-winged Dominion Angel, Pamela, became excited and saluted. Lin Yu smiled and said, "Now, in my territory, there are a total of 37 angel combat teams, which can form 3 small-scale angel legions. I grant you the position of the commander of the 3rd Legion." Understood, great Lord of Holy Light. Pamela respectfully obeyed. Compared to the position of Legion commander, the bestowed name made her even more excited. Lin Yu nodded and said, "Go. Lead your legion to go out and fight." Today's main mission is to capture the dual-headed demon tribe located in the wilderness jungle. You six-winged angels can discuss the relevant war information among yourselves. Understood. I take my leave. May the holy light be with you. May the Holy Lord be eternal. Pamela lowered her head and respectfully exited the hall of the Overlord. Lin Yu said to the six-winged seeker angel, Elena, behind him, you should also go, purify more evil creatures, and increase your level. The power of a king level is not enough to help me conquer the dark forest. Understood, my lord. Elena solemnly retreated. She made up her mind to quickly advance to transcendent and sacred domain and help the great Lord of Holy Light conquer this jungle at the fastest speed. And this will also be the starting point for the revival of the angel race. After all the angels had left, Lin Yu began to deal with other spoils of war. A total of over 140 pieces of equipment were all listed on the island trading platform. Ordinary equipment for sale. Supreme grade equipment for auction. He didn't keep a single piece, because these equipment were all low-level and had no use for him. Next were over 20 blueprints, all of them for wooden house and arrow tower, which he used one by one to convert into buildings for his territory. At this point, the number of wooden houses in his territory had reached over 600. The number of arrow towers had also exceeded 100. Finally, there were 2 green packages containing spirit rice seeds. After opening them, a total of 20 spirit rice seeds were obtained, which Lin Yu planted in the spirit field. They were expected to mature and be harvested in just over 4 days. 20 spirit rice seeds could yield 20,000 units of spirit rice. With the 80% increase from the spirit field, it would be 36,000 units. Adding the 10 spirit rice seeds he had previously planted, in other words, Lin Yu would soon harvest 54,000 units of spirit rice. It seemed like a lot, but in reality, it would only be enough to sustain his territory for a few days. Because now, the number of his subjects had exceeded 10,000, and the daily consumption of food was a very large number. After thinking about it, Lin Yu contacted Myriad World's floating island, asking what the fastest way to obtain spirit rice seeds was. Soon, the Rule Mother of the floating island replied to him, the fastest way is to exchange them in the Glory Items menu. 10 units of level 1 spirit rice seeds only require 10 glory points. Forget it. Lin Yu rolled his eyes. He couldn't bear to exchange precious glory points for spirit rice seeds. Now that he had the everlasting flower, he even regretted exchanging for the blackbone blood vine. He would save them all and exchange them for the divine weapon, Curse of the Lich King. Isn't that great? Although it was a divine weapon, it only required 5,000 glory points. Lin Yu currently had 1,500 glory points, and he only needed to destroy 7 local strongholds like Burial Ground to exchange for Curse of the Lich King. Before, he felt that Curse of the Lich King was out of reach, but now it seemed within reach. Speaking of which, the exchange price for divine weapons is so cheap. When the overlords grow and have powerful armies, won't everyone be able to exchange for it? Everyone will have a Curse of the Lich King? Also, the same goes for Apex level blueprint. In the item menu, the exchange price for Apex level building blueprints is 10,000 glory points. Now, those overlords can only look at them with envy. But in the late stage, it doesn't seem difficult to gather 10,000 glory points. As long as there are transcendent units under his command, or saint rank units, and conquering 20 burial grounds, it would be easier to gather 10,000 glory points than drinking water. At that time, will everyone be an Apex level overlord? Lin Yu felt it was unlikely, but couldn't understand. So he communicated with Myriad World's floating island, again to ask for relevant information. Soon, Myriad World's floating island replied, the Glory Exchange menu refreshes every 15 days. Each refresh, the glory points required for exchange items will increase by different multiples. Damn, I knew it. Refreshed every half month. Each time it refreshed, the prices of exchange items doubled. This was forcing the overlords to desperately improve their strength and constantly engage in battles with local strongholds. If they slowed down, the overlords would be isolated from the good things in the Glory Items menu. Exchanging for divine weapons, exchanging for Apex level building blueprints became even more impossible. Even I have to speed up and capture local strongholds. Otherwise, it will be difficult for me to exchange for the curse of the Lich King." Lin Yu's mouth twitched slightly. As expected, the Rule Mother won't be so generous. On the other side, above the jungle, a vast legion of angels was flying towards the direction of the twin-headed demon tribe. At the forefront of the legion were six-winged angel Angelia, six-winged angel of strength Farain, six-winged seeker angel Aelena, and six-winged dominion angel Pamela. Not far away, there was a huge blood-colored figure. The blood-colored radiance emanating from it seemed to distort the void. As a fallen angel loyal to the Supreme Creator, Gladys would not miss any war. Although she didn't like to interact with Orthodox angels, especially Angelia. The three pairs of black wings behind Gladys trembled lightly. In the midst of the bloodshed, her massive figure instantly flew over the jungle and towards the distant horizon. Compared to the vast and mighty army of holy angels behind her, Gladys' silhouette appeared somewhat lonely. However, Gladys didn't really mind. In hell, she and the other fallen angels had already grown accustomed to loneliness and despair. Now that she had been reborn, she could only feel happiness. Although she was alone, the Almighty Creator protected her, and the holy angels dared not harm her. Moreover, she believed that soon more fallen angels would descend upon this world under the Lord's summons. At that time, she would no longer be alone. She only needed to recover her strength and wait patiently. Watching Gladys' figure recede into the distance, many angels behind her let out a sigh of relief. No holy angel wanted to be in close proximity to a fallen angel, as they were afraid of being contaminated by the demonic power emanating from them and falling together. If it weren't for the command of the Lord of Holy Light, they might have already surrounded fallen angel Gladys. In the divine domain of the Lord, fallen angels were the mortal enemies of the holy angels. Whenever a fallen angel appeared, they would immediately be banished to hell. This was the command of the 18-winged grand archangels. Pamela. Angelia turned her gaze towards six-winged dominion angel Pamela and asked, "What is the current situation in the Lord's divine domain?" Facing the elegant figure before her, six-winged dominion angel Pamela slightly lowered her head and said, "A tremendous force broke through the seal of hell, causing a large number of fallen angels and monsters to escape. Originally, we were going to follow the command of the grand archangels and drive those fallen angels and monsters back into hell. But then, the will of the Lord of Holy Light suddenly descended upon the divine domain. We cannot defy it. The grand archangels could only let those fallen ones continue to pour out of hell. The forces of evil are reviving in the divine domain. However, overall, it is still relatively calm, with no outbreak of war." Upon hearing this, six-winged angel of strength Rain coldly said, "Those fallen ones should be grateful for the Lord's favor, otherwise hell would be their burial ground." Six-winged dominion angel Pamela sighed and said, "The Lord is as merciful as ever. Even in the face of those fallen angels, he has not abandoned his compassion." Angelia's cold gaze swept over. Six-winged dominion angel Pamela immediately lowered her head in fear and dared not speak further. Angelia's expression was indifferent as she said, "The will of the Lord is always right, and the myriad world's battlefield is no longer the land of the gods it was millions of years ago. It cannot be denied that the fallen ones are indeed powerful in battle. With them, our angelic race will conquer the myriad world's battlefield more easily. There is no need to worry about them. Our Lord is the Lord of Holy Light, the Creator of holiness and light. Those who can receive the highest protection and favor from our Lord will always be us, the holy angels. Praise the Holy Lord." The six-winged angels all whispered in unison, their gazes filled with reverence. "Let's go, pick up the pace. Conquer this floating island as soon as possible and head to the myriad world's battlefield." Angelia looked up at the unknown void and said, "Only there can we help the Lord of Holy Light recover the divine power of the Creator more quickly and ultimately welcome our Lord back to the divine domain of the Lord." "Understood." The angels nodded respectfully. Each exquisite and beautiful face was filled with anticipation. Welcoming the return of the Holy Lord to the divine domain was their ultimate goal. As for conquering the myriad worlds and reviving the glory of the angelic race, those were secondary in comparison. And they believed that as long as the Lord of Holy Light reigned over the divine domain of the Lord once again, these small goals could easily be achieved. 20 kilometers away, there stands a mountain, approximately over 400 meters tall. The trees on the mountain have been completely cut down, turning into layered wooden structures. At the foot of the mountain, there is a city wall built with giant stones. It reaches a height of over 30 meters, and its thickness exceeds 5 meters. Upon closer inspection, one would notice that the surface of the city wall emits a faint glow. That is the radiance of elemental magic. It indicates that some kind of magical material was added during the construction of the city wall. This can greatly enhance the defensive power of the wall, including resistance against elemental magic. This is the double-headed demon tribe, the strongest local power within tens of kilometers. Compared to the powerful double-headed demon tribe, the goblin tribe and the gray dwarf tribe that Lin Yu has already dealt with are nothing more than younger brothers. The overall strength of their tribes is enough to rival the burial ground. They are the absolute rulers of this jungle. In the past, the goblin tribe, the gray dwarf tribe, and nearby small tribes had to offer resources to the double-headed demon tribe in order to ensure their safety and survival. Unfortunately, today is not a lucky day for the double-headed demon tribe. At the top of the mountain, there is a palace made of giant stones. It is modeled after the palace of the giant kingdom that guards the western region of the dark forest. The double-headed demons believe that they are descendants of the giant tribe. They have the bloodline of giants and even titans within them. Furthermore, like the giants, they also worship the titans. If Lin Yu had chosen titans as his exclusive unit, perhaps there would be no need to wage war, and the double-headed demons here would have willingly surrendered. Of course, angels are not inferior either. And in terms of faith, angels even excel. Faced with angels, local forces like the Holy See would also raise the white flag, or even offer their faith directly to Lin Yu. It's just that Lin Yu's arrival did not occur in the territory of the local human population. This is the dark forest. It is the territory of giants, nature spirits, the king of bones, and the Naga. The power of the local human population has not extended here. At this moment, a group of powerful double-headed demon tribe members has gathered inside the palace made of giant stones. There are a total of 17 of them. The weakest among them are at the late stage of the 9th level. Among them, there are even 2 king-level powerhouses. One of them has a burly physique, standing over 3 meters tall, wearing heavy armor and carrying a large and small head on his shoulders. He sits on the throne at the head of the palace like a war god. The other king-level double-headed demon appears somewhat elderly. The weapon in his hand is not the standard wolf tooth club of the double-headed demons, but a withered wooden staff. He is the unique wizard of the double-headed demon tribe, master of the power of totems. Wizards are different from elementalists. They excel in inspiring and leading armies, and are a relatively rare profession. Sometimes, wizards can even predict the future. Just like now. Chief, I suddenly have a foreboding feeling. It's as if a disaster is about to befall us. The 2 heads of the double-headed demon wizard speak one sentence each. The double-headed demon sitting on the throne hums and says, "Wizard Borg, is this the reason you gathered the high-level members of the tribe? A foreboding feeling?" "Yes, Chief." The double-headed demon wizard nods and says, "This feeling is very clear. I firmly believe that something bad will happen. Please prepare early, Chief." Upon hearing this, the double-headed demon chief furrows his brow. Borg the wizard is the smartest double-headed demon in the tribe. Although he occasionally acts a bit erratic, he cannot be disregarded. Just at this moment, a double-headed demon warrior suddenly rushes into the palace made of giant stones, kneels down with a thud, and anxiously says, "Chief, something big is not right. There are enemies attempting to invade our tribe." Upon hearing these words, the leader of the double-headed demon race immediately looked towards the bog wizard. This old wizard's prophecies have always been accurate when they shouldn't be and inaccurate when they should be. Now it seems that they have come true. The leader of the double-headed demon race immediately asked, "How many enemies are there?" The double-headed demon warrior quickly replied, "We have only found one for now." 1. The leader of the double-headed demon race was momentarily stunned, then angrily said, "Our tribe dominates the jungles for tens of kilometers in all directions. Why are you panicking over just one enemy?" In his view, that so-called enemy couldn't even harm the walls of his tribe. The double-headed demon warrior, however, panicked and said, "Great chief, the aura emanating from the enemy is extremely terrifying, reaching the level of a king. Moreover, she has 3 pairs of black wings and easily flew over the walls, entering the heart of our tribe. Now, she is heading straight towards your palace. Damn it, why didn't you say so earlier?" The leader of the double-headed demon race was furious and grabbed a 2-meter-long wolf tooth club next to him. Just as he was about to lead a group of powerful double-headed demons out of the stone palace to confront the enemy, a blood-red sword light, tens of meters long, suddenly slashed towards the stone palace. With a loud bang, the stone palace was split in half. Debris flew, and the palace collapsed. In the blink of an eye, it turned into a pile of ruins. The leader of the double-headed demon race and the others were buried under countless rubble. It wasn't until a long time later that they crawled out of the ruins, their faces covered in dirt. 3 of them were missing. One was a double-headed demon warrior who was unlucky enough to be crushed by the collapsed palace ruins. The other 2 were both late-stage level 9 double-headed demons, taken away by that blood-red sword light. Damn it! Who dares to be so arrogant? The leader of the double-headed demon race was furious, roaring repeatedly. He searched around and quickly locked onto a figure. In that instant, his pupils suddenly contracted. Even the smallest head opened its mouth wide. They were in a state of utter shock, because the enemy's size was too enormous. Originally, the double-headed demons were not small in size, with an average height of around 3 meters. Compared to the small goblins and dwarves, they were like giants. However, in front of this figure, the double-headed demon's proud size was completely overshadowed. After comparing with the leader of the double-headed demon race, he realized that his towering height of 3.5 meters was still shorter than the figure's legs. In front of her, he was like a pocket-sized dwarf. Could she also be a member of the giant race? Impossible. Giants don't have wings. More importantly, she exudes an extremely evil aura, clearly belonging to a creature of the evil faction. Giants, on the other hand, are a race of the neutral faction in the chaos. The leader of the double-headed demon race suddenly felt his 2 heads becoming confused. His aura gradually became violent. Having 2 heads is an advantage and a disadvantage for the double-headed demons. The advantage is that their chaotic thoughts make it easy for them to enter a state of frenzy, greatly increasing their combat power. The disadvantage is that their intelligence plummets. Especially when in a state of chaos, they have no brains at all. Damn invader! No matter who you are, daring to destroy my palace, you must die. The leader of the double-headed demon race roared in anger, then wildly swung the wolf tooth club in his hand, unleashing a series of storm tornadoes towards the blood-red figure in the sky. Within those storm tornadoes, lightning was flickering. A descendant of the Titans. Unfortunately, the bloodline is too diluted. Fallen angel Gladys shook her 3 pairs of black wings behind her, casting a bloody light. Accompanied by the sweeping of the bloody light, the storm tornadoes that swept over instantly dissipated. Then, she wielded her blood-colored divine sword and slashed towards the dual-headed demon race from a distance of 100 meters. In an instant, numerous dark red sword lights burst out. The dense sword lights not only had great power, but also moved as fast as lightning, directly piercing the dual-headed demon race and the nearby dual-headed demon powerhouses. This is the combat skill of the 6-winged fallen angel, Dark Sword. Be careful. Immediately, Some dual-headed demon powerhouses exclaimed in horror. They swung their weapons while releasing their magic, condensing them into shields, attempting to resist those dark red sword lights. Other dual-headed demon powerhouses also reacted and released their combat skills, trying to withstand this wave of sword rain. Because the speed of the sword rain was too fast and the range was very large, they simply had no time to escape. They could only urgently take defensive measures. Ancestors, protect us. At this moment, the bog wizard also took action. He raised his withered staff high and then slammed it forcefully on the ground. In an instant, a strong magical light emerged from the staff and spread rapidly in all directions, rising into the air at an extremely fast speed. Finally, it condensed into a huge protective shield, enveloping all the nearby dual-headed demon powerhouses. This is the totem magic of the dual-headed demon wizard. It is also the defensive magic that the bog wizard keeps as a last resort. Although the enemy is also a king-level professional, the aura emanating from him is too terrifying, giving him the feeling of facing a transcendent realm powerhouse. He must do his best to withstand the opponent's attacks. At the same time, the dark sword rain released by fallen angel Gladys had already arrived, and it all landed on the protective shield. It made a dense clanging sound, like the clash of gold and iron. Then, there was a loud bang. The protective shield magic that the bog wizard kept as a last resort only lasted for less than a second before it cracked and collapsed, and the remaining sword rain continued to pierce the dual-headed demon powerhouses. Plop, 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 accompanied by the splattering of blood. One after another, the dual-headed demon powerhouses were pierced by the dark swords. Their weapons, magic shields, and even the armor they wore were completely unable to withstand the terrifying power of the dark swords. More than a dozen dual-headed demon powerhouses at the late stage of the 9th level. All of them were pierced like a sieve. They didn't even have time to scream before they were killed instantly. There were screams coming from the side, from the bog wizard and the dual-headed demon race. The former was pierced by multiple dark swords. The latter was the most miserable, with both heads being cut off at once. Bright red blood gushed out from the severed necks. The intense pain almost made the dual-headed demon race faint. Both of them are king-level professionals. His level has even reached the late stage of the king level. But he couldn't even withstand a single attack from the opponent and was directly seriously injured. This made him feel unbelievable. Who are you? The remaining head of the dual-headed demon race looked at the blood-colored figure standing in midair with a terrified expression. My dual-headed demon tribe has never offended you. Why are you doing this? Weak creatures don't need to be entangled in why they die. This is your fate. Fallen angel Gladys held her blood-colored divine sword and walked slowly. With each step, the void beneath her feet would tremble. It also felt like stepping on the heart of the dual-headed demon race, making him even more fearful. Just at this moment, he seemed to have thought of something and said in extreme horror, "You are not a native creature. You are a soldier under the overlord of another world?" Perhaps because he no longer had the burden of the other head. The brain of the dual-headed demon race became much smarter. Another world? Overlord? Fallen angel Gladys smirked without giving a definite answer. Several tens of meters away, the bog wizard of the two-headed demon tribe continued to scream in agony. He was already old, and his physical condition was far inferior to that of the prime two-headed demon tribe leader. Now, being pierced by multiple dark swords, the intense pain made it unbearable for him. The bog wizard struggled several times to try to get up, but he was unable to succeed due to his severe injuries. In the end, he could only lie on the ground and wail in pain. Noisy. Fallen angel Gladys frowned. With a wave of her hand, a sword light slashed over, instantly cutting the bog wizard in half, and the wailing ceased. At the same time, the bodies of the bog wizard and the other powerful two-headed demons quickly withered. Their blood and souls were completely devoured by the blood-colored divine sword in Gladys's hand. A strong aura emanated from Gladys. She had advanced. Her level had advanced from king level early stage to king level mid stage. and she was not far from advancing to king-level late stage. Fallen Angel Eglatis was certain that as long as she killed the two-headed demon tribe leader in front of her, she would be able to step into king-level late stage and look forward to the transcendent realm. On the other side, the two-headed demon tribe leader was shocked. This humanoid black-winged creature that appeared out of nowhere not only killed the high-ranking members of his tribe, but also devoured their bodies. Even their souls were not spared. It was truly evil to the extreme. Just as Gladys turned her gaze towards the two-headed demon tribe leader, his remaining head briefly pondered for a second, then immediately raised his hands and shouted, "Don't kill me! I surrender!" The two-headed demon, who believed in the Titans, considered dying in battle as an honor. He would never easily bow his head to the enemy. But the two-headed demon tribe leader felt that now that he only had one head left, he could no longer be considered a proper two-headed demon. Surrendering to save his own life was the best choice. After losing one head, your soul has become much clearer. Unfortunately, it is still incomplete. Fallen Angel Eglatis approached with her sword and said to the two-headed demon tribe leader, "Incomplete beings like you with fragmented souls are not qualified to be followers of my lord. What do you want?" The two-headed demon tribe leader tightly gripped his 2-meter-long wolf-tooth club, while retreating in fear. He said in extreme panic, "The jungle area spanning thousands of kilometers around here is all territory of the Giant Kingdom. My two-headed demon tribe also serves the Giant Kingdom. If you dare to kill me, His Majesty the King will not let you go." Fallen Angel Gladys remained silent. Her beautiful cheeks were cold and ruthless as she directly slashed at the two-headed demon tribe leader. The two-headed demon tribe leader quickly raised the wolf-tooth club in his hand to defend himself, but he was split in half along with the club by Fallen Angel Eglatis, due to the blood-colored divine sword being too sharp. Even after being cut in half, the two-headed demon tribe leader's body did not immediately separate from his head. Looking at the two-headed demon tribe leader, who had a face full of disbelief, Gladys coldly whispered, "I have slain titans, let alone a mere low-level giant force." Upon hearing this, the eyes of the two-headed demon tribe leader widened instantly. He opened his mouth as if he wanted to say something, but in the end, he said nothing and fell to the ground. As he fell, his body and the wolf-tooth club in his hand also split in half. Bright red blood and shattered organs scattered all over the ground. It looked extremely bloody, but Fallen Angel Eglatis did not show any disgust. She used her blood-colored divine sword to absorb the two-headed demon tribe leader's body, turning it into a mummy, and simultaneously devoured the power contained in his blood and soul. At the same time, the primal energy reward from the Myriad Worlds floating island arrived. The two-headed demon tribe leader was a king-level late-stage professional. The rewards for killing him were naturally abundant. Just now, Gladys was on the verge of advancing to king-level late stage, and now with the primal energy reward from the floating island, along with the power she gained from devouring, her level instantly skyrocketed. She stepped into king-level late stage. If she could go further, she would become a transcendent professional. However, there was no joy on Gladys's face. The expression on her beautiful face was as calm as when Angelia evolved into a six-winged angel, without any ripples. Then, she picked up the items dropped by the slain two-headed demons and prepared to continue slaughtering more of them. At this moment, innumerable holy radiance roared from the distant horizon like waves. Within the radiance were densely packed angels. Their total number exceeded 1,800. Among them, a figure rushed over, falling like a holy sword on the mountaintop. "Your speed is impressive." Six-winged angel of strength Irain glanced at the corpses lying on the ground. These corpses were not weak in their prime, all of them being top experts of the dual-headed demon tribe. After killing them, Gladys gained a lot. No wonder she was able to advance 2 small realms in a row. "It is an honor for us fallen angels to serve the Almighty Creator." Gladys replied expressionlessly. She stood in the center of a pile of corpses. Holding a blood-stained divine sword, she resembled a goddess of war in blood armor. Due to her massive size, she almost looked down on six-winged angel of strength for Rain. Such a gaze made Rain somewhat dissatisfied. As angels of the same six-winged level, who was inferior to whom? You have already gained a lot. Leave the remaining dual-headed demons to our angel legion. Rain's words paused slightly, then he explained, in my angel legion, there are many angels who were summoned by the Lord of Holy Light in the past 2 days. Their levels are insufficient, and they need to borrow the heads of those dual-headed demons. I understand. Fallen angel Gladys nodded. She did not refuse, mainly because of Rain's explanation. In the past, when a holy angel and a fallen angel met, they would have already started a war directly, without having a peaceful conversation like now. Gladys also wanted to maintain peace with the holy angels. Of course, it was only to maintain peace. There was no extra communication. The 3 pairs of black wings behind fallen angel Gladys lightly trembled, turning into a massive blood shadow that disappeared into the distant horizon. Rain once again glanced at the corpses on the ground. The combat power of fallen angels is indeed formidable. Even when facing higher-level enemies, they can be killed with a single sword. No wonder some angels are willing to fall. War descended upon the entire dual-headed demon tribe in an instant. A total of 37 fully equipped angel combat teams, like a pack of tigers among sheep, ruthlessly slaughtered the dual-headed demons in the tribe. The numerical difference between the two sides was approximately 1,800 to 13,000, a difference of about 7 times. However, the Angel Legion held an absolute advantage. There was not a single dual-headed demon in the tribe who could match the angels. Even those higher-level dual-headed demons were easily killed by the angels. In this battle of the tribe, 6-winged Seeker Angel Elena and the 4-winged Grand Angels in the Angel Legion did not use their divine arts. Because the dual-headed demons were a peculiar race. One soul split into 2 incomplete souls, possessing different consciousness, and constantly in a state of chaos. In such a situation, even the holy light could not influence them. Unless their incomplete souls were pieced together with powerful divine power to restore them into a complete soul, only then could faith be spread and make them absolutely loyal to the Lord of Holy Light. But the cost of such an approach was too great. The effort put in did not match the rewards. Therefore, the best way was to completely purify these dual-headed demons, to end it once and for all. A kilometer above the ground, 2 slender and beautiful figures stood tall. They were 6-winged angel Angelia and 6-winged seeker angel Aelena. They did not participate in the war below because killing those weak dual-headed demons was not enough to help them level up at their current stage. Only 6-winged Dominion Angel Pamela was participating in the battle. Her level was late-stage level 9, and after killing a large number of high-level dual-headed, at this moment, Angelia suddenly extended her slender right hand. She gently pinched the void. Instantly, the space in her palm distorted. After a moment, a translucent light sphere appeared. What is this? 6-winged Seeker Angel Elena looked puzzled. Angelia said, the Lord just asked me if I had a way to collect souls to feed the everlasting flower. This attributeless soul sphere can give the Lord some assistance. After speaking, she released the soul sphere in her hand, controlling it to slowly hover above the battlefield. Whenever it appeared in an area, the souls of the dead dual-headed demons in that area would involuntarily leave their bodies and be absorbed by the soul sphere. Elena hesitated and said, the growth potential of the everlasting flower is too low, only at the peak of the saint rank. It is not worth the Lord's effort to cultivate. Angelia calmly said, as long as the Lord likes it, he can do anything. Elena nodded. Suddenly, she felt surprised. She felt that Angelia was implying something. The slaughter continues. Between the towering mountains and the layered buildings that stretch for hundreds of meters. Everywhere, the furious roars, howls, and screams of the 2-headed demons can be heard. Many high-level 2-headed demons have gathered together, attempting to confront the angelic army head-on, only to be repeatedly killed and pushed back. Apart from leaving behind countless corpses, they have gained nothing. Angels have never shown mercy in the face of their enemies, especially against enemies like the two-headed demons who don't even have the qualification to be purified. There is no need to show them kindness or mercy. One after another, beautiful and holy angels transform into killing gods on the battlefield, coldly and mercilessly reaping the lives of the two-headed demons. The angelic swords in their hands have long been stained red with blood, but their armor and the pure white angelic wings on their backs remain untainted. All the splattered blood and filth are purified by the holy radiance emanating from them. They are like the legendary beings of the divine realm, untouched by any dust. At the foot of the mountain, over 100 high-level two-headed demons have gathered a large number of tribal warriors and elites, attempting to break through. However, their tribal walls are over 30 meters high and over 5 meters thick. They also have resistance to elemental magic. They have no way to destroy the city walls and escape. As for the gate, it has long been locked. The gate of the two-headed demon tribe city wall is a heavy iron gate weighing over 10,000 caddies. It opens at sunrise and closes at sunset every day. Each opening requires the use of a pulley and iron chains made of refined iron, and it takes over a dozen two-headed demon warriors to turn the pulley together to open the heavy city gate. Now, the iron chains have been cut. The pulley has been destroyed, directly causing the city gate to be tightly closed. Even king-level experts would find it difficult to forcefully break through the gate. Not to mention that the most powerful two-headed demon among them is only at the mid-9th level. It is completely impossible to break through and escape. This has made the two-headed demons who intended to break through extremely desperate. Originally, the city walls and the sturdy city gate were barriers protecting their tribe. But now, they have become accomplices in burying their tribe, caught in a trap set by the enemy. Where the hell can they reason with this? If they had known, they wouldn't have made the city walls and gates so sturdy. But it's not entirely the fault of the two-headed demon leaders and the high-ranking members of the tribe. After all, they didn't anticipate that the enemy could fly. Generally speaking, only professionals who have reached the transcendent realm can fly. Who could have expected that all the invaders of their tribe this time would be angels with wings? In front of the angels, not to mention walls over 30 meters high, even if they were 3,000 meters high, they would still be useless. Moreover, the angels' flying speed is too fast, giving the two-headed demon tribe no time to react. They descend upon the city walls in an orderly manner, destroying all the giant crossbows on the walls and closing the city gate. This has resulted in none of the two-headed demons being able to escape. However, there are still many high-level two-headed demons who are unwilling. They attempt to climb over the city walls and escape. There are even 9th-level two-headed demon powerhouses who can leap dozens of meters, seeing the opportunity to leap over the city walls and escape right in front of them, only to be directly cut back by brilliant sword lights. And before they can land steadily, more sword lights chase after them, reducing them to pieces. After several waves of charges, the high-level two-headed demons near the city walls are all dead, and the remaining, weaker, two-headed demons, seeing no hope of escape, enter a state of frenzy and rush towards the nearby angels. There are large numbers of frenzied two-headed demons in every area, attempting to fight the angelic army to the death. Weak creatures, why do you always refuse to accept your fate? A figure wearing a crown suddenly appears in the sky. It is six-winged Dominion Angel Pamela. She looks down upon the hundreds of two-headed demons gathered below with a cold gaze and says, "For you heretics with incomplete souls, death is redemption." The Lord said, "The divine radiance shines upon the earth. The forces of darkness and evil will be punished." With the cold voice of six-winged Dominion Angel Pamela, endless radiance gathered in the sky kilometers above, and then condensed into golden holy swords, falling straight down. The dense holy swords rained down on the camp of the two-headed demons. In an instant, hundreds of two-headed demons, regardless of their level or strength, were pierced through by the holy swords. Sacred Rain of Light. The most powerful area attack divine spell of six-winged Dominion Angel. It's only because Pamela's level is still too low. If she had the level of Transcendent, this divine spell, Holy Rain of Light, could directly envelop the entire two-headed demon tribe and kill all the two-headed demons within the tribe. But even so, Pamela's gains were already significant. Killing hundreds of two-headed demons brought her unimaginable rewards of primal energy. She had already killed a group of high-level two-headed demons before. Now she instantly killed hundreds more. Her level skyrocketed. Sure enough, a golden light enveloped Pamela. In just a short moment, the magical fluctuations emanating from her body increased several times. Her level instantly broke through the 9th stage late stage, becoming a king-level professional. In another area of the battlefield, the same golden light enveloped six-winged angel of strength Rain, who had killed a large number of two-headed demons, and she also ascended to the realm of king level. At this point, Lin Yu had 5 king-level angels under his command, and they were all six-winged angels. In addition, Aida, Sally, Josie, Vina, and other two-winged angels that were summoned earlier also stepped into the 9th stage late stage, just one step away from ascending to king level. Apart from them, the other angels in the Legion also experienced a significant increase in their levels. It had to be said that the Angel Legion gained a lot from this attack on the two-headed demon tribe. After less than 2 hours of war and the subsequent extermination of the remnants, over 13,000 two-headed demons in the tribe met the fate of death is redemption, as spoken by six-winged Dominion Angel Pamela. Next was the time to clean up the battlefield. Meanwhile, Angelia appeared in the resource warehouse of the two-headed demon tribe. Around her slender waist, there was a black and gold belt. It was the belt of the Skeleton King, which possessed the ability of spatial storage. Although Lin Yu liked it very much, he did not wear it himself. Instead, he gave it to Angelia to use specifically for storing spoils of war. Angelia gently waved her right hand. The massive reserves of food, wood, iron ore, and other resources in the warehouse disappeared in patches. After cleaning up the battlefield, Angelia collected various spoils of war and stored them all in the belt. Pamela, our Lord has commanded that the two-headed demon tribe has no value to exist. Angelia summoned six-winged Dominion Angel Pamela and said, "Lead a team of angels to the mountaintop and destroy the conference hall of the two-headed demon tribe." Understood. Pamela nodded. Then she led a group of angels and flew into the sky. In just a short moment, the buildings of the two-headed demon tribe collapsed, including the seemingly indestructible city wall at the foot of the mountain, which instantly crumbled into a massive stone ruin. At the same time, numerous blueprints and a golden stronghold box dropped. As usual, Angelia collected them into the belt. After completing all of this, she and the other six-winged angels led the vast angel legion and departed. It was unknown how much time had passed. A massive blood shadow suddenly appeared above the ruins of the two-headed demon tribe. So many corpses, they must not go to waste. The blood shadow was none other than six-winged fallen angel Gladys. She raised the blood-colored divine sword in her hand and released blood-red radiance, enveloping the entire ruins of the two-headed demon tribe. Soon, countless streams of blood surged out of the ruins, like densely packed blood snakes converging towards her, and were ultimately devoured by the blood-colored divine sword. At this moment, a hint of satisfaction finally appeared in Gladys's indifferent expression. A blush also appeared on her exquisitely beautiful cheek. You can read more daily new novels on fictionzone.net. Both sites shared the same login details, so you don't need to sign up again. In the past, she wouldn't even spare a glance at a corpse of this level. But now, times have changed. The former wealth has become nothing more than a fleeting memory. Now she must learn to be frugal and manage her household. With the convergence of the blood of over 13,000 corpses, devoured by the blood sword and transformed into pure blood power, it surged into Gladys' body. The intensity of the magical fluctuations emanating from Gladys' body once again began to skyrocket. Although the majority of it was low-quality blood power, the sheer quantity easily helped Gladys achieve a breakthrough in her level. In an instant, Gladys' aura increased by more than tenfold. The dark elements and blood elements hidden in the world also poured into Gladys' body, and it was an endless flow. Being able to automatically absorb the elemental magic in the air is one of the signs of being transcendent. On the other hand, local practitioners below the transcendent level need to rely on special meditation methods to incorporate the elemental magic in the air into their bodies. In other words, Gladys has already ascended to transcendent. However, there was no trace of joy on her delicate cheeks. As calm as ever. Compared to the divine power I once possessed, my current power is still as weak as an ant. I still need to continue working hard. Speaking to herself, Gladys' 3 pairs of black wings behind her trembled and instantly disappeared from their original position. When they reappeared, she had already become a blood-colored figure in the sky. As for the corpses in the ruins, they turned into dry corpses. Combined with the purification of the holy light, they no longer even qualified to become undead. Even the legendary Lich would be dumbfounded if they came. On the side of the territory, a stunning figure descended from the sky. It was Angelia, the 6-winged angel. She returned to the territory alone and handed over the Skull King's belt, which contained the spoils, to Lin Yu. Lin Yu took the belt and fastened it around himself. According to the rules of the floating island, only equipped items can be used. For example, the Skull King's belt needs to be equipped on oneself in order to connect one's consciousness to it and view the interior space. At the same time, it also restricts other practitioners from prying. Not bad gains. Looking at the mountains of resources in the space, a smile appeared on Lin Yu's gradually handsome face. Although there weren't many gold coins, only over 7,800. But don't forget, the entire 2-headed demon tribe only has a little over 13,000 2-headed demons, so having such a drop rate is already very good. As for the various resources, they were massive. There were over 50,000 units of food alone. Wood, stone, and iron ore, the 3 basic resources, added up to over 700,000 units. In addition, there were a large number of monster materials and metal materials that could be used to craft equipment. So many resources, my warehouse can't hold them all. Lin Yu's territory warehouse has already reached the high level, but it can only store 1 million units, which is not enough to accommodate nearly 1,300,000 units of various resources. This is what is commonly known as bursting at the seams. For now, I'll temporarily store these resources in the Skull King's belt. When I need to use them, I'll take them out. Lin Yu only took out the monster materials, metal materials, gold coins, equipment, blueprints, and other spoils from it. He stored the monster materials and metal materials in the warehouse. This way, the blacksmith shop can be used as needed. The blacksmith shop consumes a large amount of monster materials and metal materials to craft equipment. Especially now that Lin Yu's blacksmith shop has reached the middle level, it can craft around 900 pieces of equipment per day, which requires a significant amount of monster materials and metal materials. But for now, these 2 types of materials are not lacking. On the contrary, there is still surplus. Because his acquisition speed is faster than the consumption speed. When the blacksmith shop reaches a high level or even higher levels in the future, and he is forging thousands or tens of thousands of equipment every day, the reserve of monster materials and metal materials may gradually become insufficient. Plus the 600 gold coins I had left. I now have over 8,400 gold coins. It's just enough to summon 3 fully equipped angel combat teams. Without hesitation, Lin Yu immediately communicated with Myriad World's floating island through his mind and opened the summoning black hole. Soon, more than 100 beautiful angels emitting holy radiance flew out of the black hole. Leading these 3 angel combat teams was a 4-winged angel, consisting of 2 war-type 4-winged angels and 1 divine magic-type 4-winged grand angel. I don't know if it's because they have received the favor of the goddess of luck. Lin Yu felt that the summoning probability of the 4-winged grand angel had been increasing linearly these past 2 days. Yesterday, he summoned 4 4-winged grand angels. Today, he summoned another one. Now, he already has 7 4-winged grand angels in his territory. In addition, there is 1 6-winged seeker angel. All of them possess divine magic. If it weren't for the fact that the enemy this time is a two-headed demon, with the abilities of six-winged Seeker Angel Elena and several four-winged Grand Angels, several waves of divine magic could easily convert at least 10,000 followers. Now, I have a total of 40 fully equipped angel combat teams under my command. The number of angels exceeds 2,000. I can summon another six-winged angel. Lin Yu didn't summon immediately because he didn't have enough gold coins. He now only has a little over 300 gold coins. First, Lin Yu put all the 60-plus pieces of equipment he had harvested on the island trading platform, and then he dealt with the remaining 30-plus blueprints. He built all the wooden house blueprints and arrow tower blueprints, which had the largest quantity. He also found 3 fence blueprints and 1 warehouse blueprint, which he put up for sale one by one. Finally, what was left? After destroying the two-headed demon tribe, he obtained a gold-level stronghold treasure chest. I wonder what I can get this time. Lin Yu took a deep breath. Every time he opened a treasure chest, he was filled with anticipation. It was like scratching a lottery ticket, always hoping to win big. The difference was that even if his luck was bad, he could still get something from a treasure chest. That's not the case with lottery tickets. Those things, even the luckiest person would have to pray to all the gods and Buddhas in the world. As the treasure chest opened, dazzling golden light immediately burst forth from it. Information from Myriad Worlds Floating Island also appeared in Lin Yu's mind. Congratulations, Lin Yu Overlord. You have successfully opened a gold-level stronghold treasure chest. You have obtained 10,000 units of food, wood, stone, and iron ore. You have obtained 3,000 gold coins. You have obtained 1 middle-level Overlord building upgrade blueprint. You have obtained an attributeless staff. You have obtained 500 glory points and 3,000 reputation points. I knew it. The goddess of luck is on my side. Lin Yu grinned. Just a middle-level Overlord building upgrade blueprint had made him earn big. This blueprint could save him a lot of gold coins. Just at this moment, six-winged angel Angelia, who had been standing quietly on the side, suddenly spoke. My lord, the goddess of luck is not on our side. She is a deity of the neutral camp and has a good relationship with the goddess of nature and the elven goddess. In the Myriad Worlds battlefield, there aren't many deities in the same camp as our angelic race. The more famous ones are the goddess of light, the goddess of moonlight and hunting, the goddess of sunlight, and the goddess of judgment and justice, among others. Lin Yu was muttering about the divine occupations of several goddesses. In the end, he realized that he didn't know any of them. However, he often saw the goddess of light in the background of Western fantasy novels. Usually, she appeared as the big boss behind the scenes of the forces of light, such as the Holy Sea, and she was often portrayed as a villain, while the dark goddesses who had been whipped by the goddess of light were on the side of justice. If things continued like this, wouldn't the angelic race also be the villains? And as the god of faith of the angelic race, he was the ultimate villain. Lin Yu sighed and said, It seems that there will be a great war of the gods in the future Myriad Worlds battlefield, with opposing factions of gods fighting each other. You are wise, my lord. Angelia immediately flattered. Suddenly, Lin Yu asked, If I mention the divine occupation of the goddess of luck, will she sense it? He had seen in a novel that powerful gods could sense their divine occupation or true name being called by someone, transcending time and space. Although this was reality, he still had to be cautious. After all, they were not on the same side. Angelia lowered her head slightly and respectfully said, My lord, you don't have to worry. The goddess of luck is far from being powerful enough to sense you. Then I can rest assured. Lin Yu stopped thinking and continued to check his gains. First, there was a territory building upgrade blueprint. Lin Yu had obtained one before, which he used to upgrade the spirit field. The difference was that the previous blueprint was a low-level blueprint, while the one he had now was a middle-level blueprint. The usage condition had also changed to can be used to upgrade a territory building that has been upgraded less than 5 times. The previous blueprint was 3 times. The level of my spirit field is level 4. After upgrading 3 times, I can use this blueprint. However, the cost-effectiveness is obviously not as high as upgrading the Dark Elf Mother Tree. Even if I upgrade the spirit field to level 5 first, and then use this blueprint, the saved gold coins will not be as much as upgrading the Dark Elf Mother Tree. Upgrading the Dark Elf Mother Tree now required 50,000 gold coins. In other words, using this territory building upgrade blueprint on the Dark Elf Mother Tree would save him a full 50,000 gold coins. What concept was 50,000 gold coins? With a few thousand more gold coins, he could summon 2 small angel legions. Now, 1 blueprint was enough. Isn't that a big profit? Next, Lin Yu took out a staff from a pile of items. According to the explanation of the Myriad Worlds floating island, this was an attributeless staff. Its information also appeared in Lin Yu's field of vision. Staff, unnamed, attributeless. Type, attack equipment. Attack level, king level. Durability, 100. Special effect, none. Introduction. This is a powerful staff made from special materials, but due to an unexpected accident during the crafting process, it failed and became a semi-finished product. Special reminder. You can find a skilled blacksmith to reforge it. Looking at the information of the staff in his hand, Lin Yu couldn't help but feel surprised. A failed semi-finished product staff was actually a king-level equipment. Once it was successfully crafted, wouldn't it be at least a transcendent-level equipment? Angelia, who was standing by, also looked over and said after examining it, "My lord, the materials used to craft this staff came from a sacred domain-level dragon. If it can be repaired, it can still be used reluctantly at this stage." A sacred domain dragon? Lin Yu's eyes showed a hint of surprise. Currently, he hadn't even come into contact with transcendent-level items or creatures. Not to mention the sacred domain level. That was a powerful existence that possessed domain power. Believe it or not, even in the giant kingdom, sacred domain professionals were top-tier powerhouses. Lin Yu turned to look at the elegant and noble Angelia and asked, "Do you think that with the skill of the dark elf Nicole, she can repair this staff? She is a high-level blacksmith, close to the master level." "It's difficult." Angelia shook her head. "Unless she truly reaches the realm of a master blacksmith, it's basically impossible to repair this staff. Even if she becomes a master blacksmith, there is still a certain probability of failure. Then let's put it away for now. Let's wait until Nicole becomes a master blacksmith." Lin Yu stored the staff in the warehouse and placed it together with the fire elemental magic gem he had obtained earlier. When Nicole is confident in repairing this staff, he plans to embed the fire elemental magic gem into it as well. By then, it will undoubtedly greatly enhance the power of his high-level magic, Fire Dragon spell. The treasure chest also yielded 3,000 gold coins, and 500 glory points and 3,000 reputation points. As he spoke, Lin Yu glanced at his personal information. First is his level, which has already advanced to mid-level 8. Next are the glory points and reputation points, which have reached 2,000 and 12,500 respectively. With 2,000 glory points, he can directly exchange for the demigod artifact, Ring of Space-Time, in the Glory Items menu. However, Lin Yu is not planning to exchange it now, because he is more interested in the divine weapon called the Curse of the Beast King. Without a doubt, as a divine weapon, the Curse of the Beast King is naturally much better than the Ring of Space-Time. Lin Yu plans to gather 5,000 glory points to exchange for it. If something unexpected happens midway, causing him to be unable to gather enough glory points before the refresh of the Glory Items menu, then Lin Yu will choose to settle for something else. No rush, there are still 9 days until the item refresh and the price increase. During this period, I can collect more glory points. I will strive to obtain the Curse of the Beast King, or another even more powerful divine weapon. Finally, the most important thing, summon the 6-winged angel. Without hesitation, Lin Yu immediately communicated with the floating island and opened the summoning black hole. After a moment, a point of white starlight appeared in the center of the black hole. As the distance closed, within the white starlight, a holy and beautiful figure gradually emerged. Lin Yu's breath slightly quickened. It's not a fallen angel, but it seems like it's not a mainstream angel either. After a moment, the holy figure flew out from the black hole. She was wearing a set of simple and light platinum armor, with her delicate right hand holding a purple gold giant hammer, and lightning could be seen flickering on the surface of the hammer. She also had 3 pairs of snow-white angel wings on her back. This 6-winged angel had a head of golden wavy hair, with a slender waist and well-rounded hips. Her fair and translucent skin radiated a golden light in her eyes. Overall, she was incredibly beautiful. With the purple gold giant hammer in her hand, she possessed a kind of power and beauty that set her apart from other holy angels. Praise you, great Lord of Holy Light. Under Lin Yu's gaze, this unique 6-winged angel approached, put down the purple gold giant hammer in her hand, and respectfully bowed to him. It is my honor to be summoned by you. Lin Yu nodded slightly. Then he examined the information of this 6-winged angel. 6-winged angel. Type: Artisan. Initial level: Level 9. Growth potential: Lower True God. Combat skills: Holy Barrier, Judgment of Faith, Thunderstrike. Introduction: Artisan angels are special angels that do not belong to any faction, but they also possess unwavering faith and loyalty to the Creator. An artisan-type special angel? A hint of surprise mixed with confusion appeared on Lin Yu's face. He was pleasantly surprised that he had finally summoned a special angel, but he was confused about the specific function of an artisan angel. Building houses? Crafting decorative items? Or perhaps crafting equipment? Lin Yu looked up at this artisan angel with a slender waist and well-rounded hips and asked directly, "What is your ability?" Facing Lin Yu, artisan angel lowered her head humbly. Her golden wavy hair cascaded down her shoulders, and her platinum armor only covered 2/3 of her peaks, revealing her snow-white neck and deep cleavage. It looked more like a uniform than battle armor. Around her neck, she wore a string of purple gemstone necklace, dazzling and eye-catching. Artisan angel solemnly said, "Reporting to the great Lord of Holy Light, my main duty is to build magnificent temples and sacred halls for you. Additionally, I can also create powerful weapons of war for your angelic army." Hearing the first half, Lin Yu felt somewhat disappointed. At this stage, he wasn't interested in so-called temples. Those things were just external objects. Strengthening the territory's power was the most important. The second half of Artisan Angel's words, however, pleasantly surprised Lin Yu. "You can create weapons of war?" Lin Yu immediately asked, "What kind of weapons of war specifically? Are they magic cannons mounted on city walls? Or something like the rumored Goblin airship?" The Goblin airship was not a technological creation. It was a magical machine from the transcendent world, powered by elemental gemstones and other magical materials. It was said that the Goblin airship was also equipped with a large number of magic cannons, making it a formidable weapon on the battlefield. Lin Yu came across this information by chance on the Blue Stars professional forum. Recently, he had also taken the time to ask the Goblin believers in his territory if they could build the legendary Goblin airship. However, the result was regretful. The Goblin believers expressed great fear and said that they were just a small Goblin tribe and did not possess the great technology to build Goblin airships. Only the Goblin Kingdom had such things. As for the location of the Goblin Kingdom, it was not in the Dark Forest. It was in the neighboring Runkle Prairie. That was the headquarters of the Goblin race. Goblin airship? Artisan Angel's expression froze for a moment. Then she respectfully said, "Great Lord of Holy Light, what Artisan Angels create is the Fortress of War, City of Angels. It is a kind of war city that can fly at an altitude of 100,000 meters. On all 4 sides of the city walls, there are numerous sacred magic cannons and various war machines. The City of Angels, in terms of craftsmanship and military power, is far superior to the Goblin airship. In front of the City of Angels, even the highest-level Goblin airship is no different from paper. In short, compared to the City of Angels, the Goblin airship was trash." Upon hearing Artisan Angel's description, Lin Yu finally understood how powerful these special angels like her were. Well, it couldn't be said that they were powerful. It was more accurate to say that artisan angels were irreplaceable. Lin Yu couldn't contain his excitement and asked, "Can you build the city of angels now?" Artisan Angel respectfully said, "Reporting to the Lord of Holy Light, I need at least 300 assistants, 500,000 units of stone, 200,000 units of iron ore, and various magical materials. With everything ready, I can build a throne angel city for you within 10 days." Upon hearing this, Lin Yu furrowed his brows slightly. The matter of assistance was not a problem. Even 300 or 3,000 would be fine. The key was the materials. He roughly calculated. In his territory's warehouse, there were 230,000 units of stone and 140,000 units of iron ore. In Angelia's spatial equipment, there were approximately 170,000 units of stone and 110,000 units of iron ore. In total, there were 400,000 units of stone and 250,000 units of iron ore. The iron ore is enough, but we still lack 100,000 units of stone. As for the magical materials needed by Artisan Angel, there are plenty of monster materials and metal materials in the warehouse. But whether there are magical materials needed to create this city of angels, Artisan Angel will have to find out for herself. Lin Yu said to Angelia beside him, "Later, take out the stone and iron ore from your belt. If the warehouse can't hold them, stack them in the square. Also, we still lack 100,000 units of stone." During this time, the Angel Legion should try to capture more local strongholds as much as possible, without delaying the construction progress of the City of Angels. "Yes, my lord." Angelia respectfully obeyed the order. Lin Yu then said to Artisan Angel, "From now on, your name is Coral. You can use the materials in the territory's warehouse freely. Building the City of Angels will be your unique task." "Yes, great Lord of Holy Light." Artisan Angel Coral was extremely excited to be given a name and said, "It is an honor for Coral to serve you." Lin Yu nodded slightly and asked, "Can you forge and repair equipment?" If Coral has the ability in this area, it would be easy to reforge the non-attribute staff. However, Artisan Angel Coral shook her head and said, "Reporting to the Holy Lord, generally speaking, the equipment of the Angel Legion is created by the Angel Reincarnation Pool. The Angel set comes with attributes such as growth evolution and self-repair. Therefore, our Angel clan does not need many blacksmiths. Even for special equipment that needs to be forged, it is the function of the casting angel. Their numbers are extremely rare, but their skills are extraordinary. Top-tier casting angels can even forge the main divine weapon. As for us, artisan angels, our main function is to build temples and construct the city of angels." "I understand." Lin Yu was not disappointed at all. It was already impressive enough that Artisan Angel could build the city of angels. Why bother with repairing equipment? Looking at the golden waves of Artisan Angel Coral in front of him, Lin Yu's gaze became softer, and he smiled and said, "Those elves born from the Dark Elf Mother Tree are your assistants. You can assign them as you wish. If you need anything, just tell me. I will definitely satisfy you. I only have one request. Make sure to build the City of Angels for me within 10 days." He would let the Angel Legion gather the missing 100,000 units of stone and the required magical materials as soon as possible, without delaying the construction period of the City of Angels. "Yes, great Lord of Holy Light. Thank you for your trust. Coral will not let you down." Artisan Angel Coral respectfully saluted, with a solemn expression. Lin Yu nodded and said, "You can go down now and start working immediately." "Yes, my lord." Coral takes her leave. The beautiful Artisan Angel saluted again and then left the hall of the Overlord, carrying her purple gold giant hammer. Outside, Artisan Angel Coral immediately gathered a group of dark elves. These dark elves were all born from the Dark Elf Mother Tree. From yesterday until now, the Dark Elf Mother Tree has already given birth to nearly 400 dark elves, each wearing extremely cool green leaf skirts, with fair and straight legs exposed. Since they didn't have equipment, Lin Yu didn't send them out to hunt wild monsters. Lin Yu planned to wait until the blacksmith workshop reached a high level, capable of producing thousands or tens of thousands of equipment every day before arming these dark elves. As for now, the equipment produced by the blacksmith workshop had to be sold. Exchange them for gold coins to expand the scale of the Angel Legion. Follow me. Artisan Angel Coral walked straight towards the northeast area of the territory. There was a large empty space there, which could serve as a temporary base for building the Land of Angels. A group of tall and beautiful dark elves quickly followed. The area of the empty land is extremely large. Both length and width are over 10,000 meters. There are no other territorial buildings nearby. Among Lin Yu's territory, the most numerous buildings are the wooden houses, which have increased to over 800, all concentrated on the west and south sides of the territory. Small-scale City of Angels, spanning 8,000 meters, with a height of 500 meters. It's just right to start in this area. Artisan Angel Coral looked at the vast expanse of empty land in front of her and nodded in satisfaction. The area is large enough. The terrain is also very flat. It is suitable to build the City of Angels here. Without hesitation, Artisan Angel Coral walked straight to the center of the empty land, then raised the purple gold giant hammer in her hand and slammed it down on the ground. With a loud bang, the empty land within a radius of 10,000 meters trembled. In the distance, the towering 200-meter dark elf mother tree was also affected and kept shaking. As for the hundreds of dark elves, being too close, they were all shaken and almost fell to the ground. What is the Holy Envoy doing? I don't know. But it looks like she's building something. The dark elves discussed among themselves. Pairs of dark red eyes were all fixed on Artisan Angel Coral, who was continuously hammering the ground with the purple gold giant hammer. With the continuous hammering of the purple gold giant hammer, lines of mysterious power gradually appeared on the ground. These golden lines extended outward at a visible speed, some even vertically turning and rising into the air. After a long time, the empty land within the 8,000-meter span was completely enveloped by these golden lines. Countless golden lines crisscrossed and intersected on the ground and in the sky, outlining a three-dimensional illusion of a city. In the center of the city stood a tall statue. The statue was of a female. It had 6 pairs of 12 angel wings on its back. It was a 12-winged angel. This round of hammering continued until the afternoon. It wasn't until Artisan Angel Coral could barely hold on and her beautiful cheeks turned slightly pale that she stopped. Coral breathed heavily. Her fair and towering chest rose and fell. Indeed, with my own strength, I can only barely build a small-scale city of angels. To build a medium-sized city of angels, at least 50 artisan angels need to cooperate with each other. Coral wiped the sweat off her forehead. After a short rest, she began to instruct the dark elves to bring out the stones and iron ore from the warehouse and place them in the designated positions. As large quantities of stones and iron ore were brought in, the countless golden lines that outlined the three-dimensional image of the City of Angels suddenly radiated light and released mysterious power, crushing and reassembling all the stones and iron ore. Soon, standardized giant stones appeared. They piled up, one connecting to another, gradually assembling the foundation of the City of Angels. Of course, this was only the first step. Even after the main construction of the Throne Angel City was completed, it was still only the first step. After that, Artisan Angel Coral would have to carve the angelic patterns of the Angel clan on each city stone, in order to make the entire Throne Angel City into a whole and bestow various powerful abilities. In short, it takes 10 days to build a Throne Angel City, which is already very fast. After all, there is only one artisan angel, Coral. If there were multiple artisan angels cooperating with each other, the construction time could be greatly shortened. Hall of the Overlord. Lin Yu looked towards the northeast direction of his territory. In his eyes and expression, there was a sense of shock. Because the three-dimensional image of the City of Angels outlined by countless golden threads was unexpectedly several hundred meters tall, more than twice the height of the dark elf mother tree. This surprised him greatly. Lin Yu looked at Angelia, who was standing quietly beside him, and asked, "Are all the City of Angels this huge?" "Reporting to my lord, Angelia respectfully replied, "This throne angel city built by coral spans 8,000 kilometers, with city walls reaching a height of 500 meters. It is equipped with 640 magic energy cannons and 80 magic energy giant cannons. The 12-winged angel statues in the city can also unleash the sword of holy judgment." Upon hearing this, Lin Yu took a deep breath. A city that was equipped with a total of 720 magic energy cannons. Even the throne angel statue could unleash terrifying attacks. It was truly armed to the teeth, truly worthy of being the war fortress of the angel race. Lin Yu asked, "With a city like this, what level of professionals can it deal with?" Angelia replied, "The ordinary magic energy cannons on the City of Angels can kill transcendent professionals. The 80 magic energy giant cannons can kill saint-rank professionals. The 12-winged angel statue can easily slay demigods. This kind of small-scale City of Angels is generally used by our angel race as a weapon to conquer mortal planes." Lin Yu was astonished and said, "This is only a small-scale City of Angels?"
Yes.
The City of Angels is one of the main war weapons used by our angel race to conquer other realms. Angelia explained, "Medium-sized and large-scale City of Angels are 100 times to 10,000 times larger than this. Their war power is strong enough to kill true gods." Lin Yu's expression was shocked. He looked at the massive illusion standing in the northeast region of his territory. It was hard to imagine what kind of concept a large-scale City of Angels, which was 10,000 times larger than this, would be. And it could even kill true gods. It was invincible. Of course, even if it was a large-scale City of Angels, as long as he had a few small-scale City of Angels in his hands, he could basically sweep this floating island. After all, the highest combat power on the floating island was only demigod. And the 12-winged angel statue sitting in the small-scale City of Angels could easily slay demigods. What else could be more invincible than this? At this moment, Angelia suddenly said to Lin Yu, "However, there is a small problem now. Although the City of Angels can autonomously absorb various energies between heaven and earth, it can only be used for daily consumption. To deal with wars, additional energy needs to be provided." Lin Yu curiously asked, "What kind of energy source does the angel race generally provide for the City of Angels?" Angelia said, "Divine stones, a crystallization formed by the condensation of original divine power, containing immense energy. Just one divine stone can allow a small-scale City of Angels to go through multiple major battles without exhausting its energy. The floating island is only a low-level dimensional world. The probability of producing divine stones is not high. And even if there are, they are deep in the Earth's core." Lin Yu frowned and said, "Is there no other way?" "There is." Angelia said, "My lord can provide the energy needed for the City of Angels in the form of gold coins. The gold coins on the floating island are created by the world's laws using the power of the origin, and they are also a form of solid energy." Lin Yu was stunned for a moment. Then he asked, "How many gold coins would it take to provide this energy?" Angelia thought for a moment and said, "One round of bombardment from a small-scale City of Angels would require approximately 3,000 gold coins." One bombardment, 3,000. The corners of Lin Yu's mouth twitched slightly. Wasn't this the rumored, a cannon shot, 10,000 taels of gold? Besides gold coins, there are also magic cores. Angelia said to Lin Yu, "Monsters at the transcendent, sacred domain, and demigod levels all have magic cores, which are their energy source. Monsters at these levels are called magic beasts and are no longer ordinary wild monsters. In general, the main purpose of magic cores is to provide energy for magic cannons." That's a good solution. Lin Yu really didn't want to use gold coins to power the City of Angels. After all, one blast from the cannon was equivalent to unleashing a fully equipped small angel army. Who could bear that? Lin Yu said to Angelia, "During this time, the angel army needs to intensify attacks on local strongholds, while also collecting various basic resources and improving their strength. In addition, you can also form a hunting team, specially hunting transcendent-level magic beasts to obtain magic cores. When you have enough strength, then go hunt sacred domain magic beasts. In short, when the city of angels is completed, I hope my territory will have enough energy to withstand a war. Yes, Lord of Holy Light. Angelia respectfully obeyed, then asked, My lord, are you planning to attack the giant kingdom to the west? Lin Yu smiled and said, Now that we have a war fortress like the City of Angels, we no longer need to silently develop, but should take the initiative to attack. As long as we can capture the giant kingdom, we can take off in one fell swoop. Of course, the premise is to solve the issue of the City of Angels' energy source. Without energy, the City of Angels is just a decoration. At most, it can float in the air above the territory. While carrying out daily tasks, it can also deter any invading enemies. But if you want to cross thousands of kilometers to capture the giant kingdom, that's basically impossible. I understand. Angelia nodded. Since there was nothing else, Lin Yu said, you should also go out hunting and level up as soon as possible. There may be a possibility of demigods within the giant kingdom. Yes, my lord. Angelia respectfully obeyed. However, she didn't leave immediately. Instead, she handed a light sphere to Lin Yu. My lord, this is a soul sphere I made. It's a disposable item that can be used to store souls. Soul sphere? Lin Yu's face lit up and he said, Angelia, you've given me a pleasant surprise. Angelia smiled elegantly and said, It's my honor to serve you. Lin Yu reached out and took the light sphere handed to him by Angelia. After looking at it for a moment, he said, If making these things doesn't have any negative impact on you, then make more of them. Distribute them to the various legions in the territory, so they can also collect the souls of the wild monsters they hunt. Yes, my lord. Angelia nodded. For her, these disposable soul spheres were just small trinkets. Even if she made thousands or hundreds of thousands of them, it wouldn't have any negative impact on her. Then, Angelia left the Hall of the Overlord. Her 6 snow-white and holy angel wings slowly spread out. Then with a gentle shake, her figure disappeared into the distant horizon at an incredible speed. At this time, Lin Yu also walked out of the Hall of the Overlord. In his left hand was the soul sphere. In his right hand was a blueprint emitting a faint golden light. When he arrived near the dark elf mother tree, Lin Yu decisively chose to use the blueprint. In an instant, the blueprint disappeared, transforming into a dense golden light that enveloped the towering dark elf mother tree in front of him. Almost at the same time, the dark elf mother tree began to tremble. The trunk visibly grew taller and larger. The main trunk seemed to inflate, becoming thicker and taller. Countless branches, twigs, and leaves grew wildly. The canopy-like crown also continuously extended and expanded in all directions. After about 3 minutes, the dark elf mother tree finally calmed down and stopped growing. At this time, the height of the dark elf mother tree had reached over 400 meters, like a towering giant tree, just slightly shorter than the phantom of the City of Angels beside it. It looked extremely magnificent. Apex level unit building, dark elf mother tree. Level 5. Can breed units, dark elves. Number of units that can be bred per day, 1,000. Next level 6 unit building. Upgrade requirement, 100,000 gold coins. Introduction. This is an extremely special dark elf mother tree, infused with the power of holiness and light, but it did not die due to conflicts with magic power. Instead, it underwent some kind of strange transformation. Special reminder, increasing the level of the dark elf mother tree can increase the number of dark elves bred and the probability of breeding special elves. I made a mistake in the previous text. The previous level of the dark elf mother tree was level 4, and it has now been corrected. Level 5 Dark Elf Mother Tree. It can breed 1,000 dark elves every day. Lin Yu took a deep breath. To say that he could breed 2 small-scale legions in a day, who would believe it? Once it spread to the island chat channel, known by those battle professions and overlords, they would be scared out of their wits, even the apex level overlords. After all, they had only developed to this point. The total number of troops in their territory was less than 1,000. But now, Lin Yu could breed 1,000 dark elves in a day. This could only be described as terrifying. Originally, Lin Yu planned to use gold coins to upgrade the Dark Elf Mother Tree first, and then use the territory building upgrade blueprint to save more gold coins. But after careful consideration, he ultimately chose to give up, because the cost of upgrading the Dark Elf Mother Tree was too high. It would cost tens of thousands, or even hundreds of thousands of gold coins. With so many gold coins, it would be better to use them to summon angels. Lin Yu decided that he would no longer use gold coins to upgrade the Dark Elf Mother Tree in the future, unless he became unimaginably rich, and instead use blueprints for upgrades. He believed that as long as they conquered enough local strongholds, they would always be able to obtain the third or fourth territory building upgrade blueprint. Just as Lin Yu was contemplating, several light balls flew out of the crown of the Dark Elf Mother Tree. When they landed on the ground, these light balls quickly expanded to about 2 meters in size, then vibrated, cracked, disintegrated, and finally revealed beautiful and sexy figures. 5 dark elves, each wearing a leafy skirt. Exquisite faces, slender waists, and plump buttocks. Smooth jade arms, snow-white bellies, straight long legs, all exposed. Their attire was like a bikini worn by a beach party. They were incredibly seductive. Praise you, great lord of holy light. When the dark elves saw Lin Yu, they immediately knelt down and saluted without hesitation. Please rise. Lin Yu raised his hand and said, You don't have any combat missions for now. Go help artisan Angel Coral build the City of Angels. Yes, Lord of Holy Light. The Dark Elves bowed and retreated to the construction site of the City of Angels. Although they had just been bred, they inherited the memories from the Dark Elf Mother Tree, so they were very familiar with the situation in Lin Yu's territory and did not need any special guidance. Afterwards, Lin Yu went to the planting area of the spirit field. He fed the soul sphere to the unfortunate flower. The little thing was extremely excited. It swallowed the soul sphere in one gulp. Soon, its body began to grow rapidly, reaching over 1 meter in height in the blink of an eye. Although it was far from the black bone bloodvine beside it, the energy fluctuations it emitted were stronger. Lin Yu glanced at the remaining growth time of the everlasting flower. Originally, it was 59 days and more than 8 hours, but now it was only 41 days. One feeding saved more than half a month of growth time, much faster than the black bone bloodvine that ate all day long. However, the everlasting flower was still not satisfied. It looked at Lin Yu eagerly. Lin Yu patted its head and smiled. I'll bring it to you next time, and you can continue to look for opportunities for mutation. When you have the potential to become a god, I'll take you to the myriad worlds battlefield. Woo! The everlasting flower made a soft sound, very happy. The black bone bloodvine beside it shook its body, feeling jealous. In the dense jungle, 4 fully equipped angel legions were scattered in different areas. Their missions had changed. They were no longer hunting monsters in the wilderness, but attacking one local stronghold after another in the jungle. As for hunting monsters in the wilderness, it was now the task of the Dark Elf Legion, as well as the Goblin and Dwarf teams in the territory. This was because the angels had greater mobility. Angels with flying abilities could quickly move on to attack other strongholds after capturing one. If it were the Dark Elves or other types of troops, most of their time would be wasted on the road. Look, what's that? Damn, are those angels? Just because they have wings doesn't mean they're angels. They could also be bird people. Damn it, don't play around at a time like this. I can guarantee that those are angels. After all, what bird person has 4 wings or 6 wings? They must be an angel legion. The leader is a 6-winged angel, followed by 4-winged angels, and the rest are 2-winged angels. Oh my god, how can there be angels on the floating island? Aren't angels creatures from the divine realm in novels, the big boss behind the Church of Light? How did they appear so quickly? In a jungle about 30 kilometers away from Lin Yu's territory, a group of battle professionals raised their heads and looked at the sky. Their expressions were shocked, their eyes vacant.
Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe.